Welcome back. In keeping with this year's theme for Black History Month, you should check out the Black Resistance at the Lunch Counter. It's a photo exhibit by the San Antonio African American Community Archive and Museum, and you can actually catch it Monday at the IKEA in Livo.
Yeah, we talked about it a little bit here earlier this week. Jesse DeGollado tells us how San Antonio actually led the way more than 60 years ago, unlike a lot of other cities in the South.
It's a separatory funnel.
Long before Dee Goforth got a PhD in chemistry and became a professor at St. Philip's College, she was a San Antonio teenager who was very aware there were places like the old Woolworth's 5 and Dime downtown.
And you could go in and purchase whatever you wanted, but you couldn't sit down and eat.
That changed in March of 1960 when Woolworth's was peacefully integrated.
They were not told to get up. We were not told you could not sit here.
She says Woolworth's that day was the last of 3 stops downtown where members of the junior NAACP were treated the same way.
We wanted to take our signs and march and stuff, and we couldn't do that because they served us.
Undaunted, Goforth says she told her father she wanted to join the civil rights movement in Alabama.
You're not going anywhere, because they knew how dangerous this was.
Sadly, she says, years later, it can still be dangerous for young black men like her grandson.
The things that could happen, and having that talk with them is not something that we really want, because to think about what the consequences could be. I just think that we still have a long ways to go.
Jesse DeGollado, KSAT12 News.
I love that we did that story because you have so many people here in San Antonio who remember what it was like before the Civil Rights Act passed. Yeah. And they're just, you can talk to them. They're like talking history books. Wasn't that long ago. All right. Well, now for an update on the federal investigation into former President Donald Trump's administration. The FBI now conducting a search at the former vice president's home in Indiana. And this is coming as a special counsel issued a subpoena against Mike Pence. ABC's Mike Ajashi explains how Pence's legal team is now working with federal authorities.
Today, after a 5-hour search of former Vice President Pence's private Indiana home, FBI agents found another document with the classified marking. This follows the discovery of classified documents last month. Pence was not home at the time, but a member of his legal team was on site. The search comes as Pence faces a subpoena by Jack Smith, the special counsel appointed by Attorney General Merrick Garland last November, who's tasked with overseeing probes into former President Donald Trump's alleged mishandling of classified documents after leaving the presidency and his efforts to overturn the 2020 election. Smith is looking for Pence to provide documents and testimony.
I think the things that Donald Trump said to Mike Pence that could reveal whether he knew he had actually lost the election and that what he was doing was an improper effort to retain office.
The subpoena follows months of negotiations between federal prosecutors and Pence's legal team. During the January 6th insurrection, Pence faced immense pressure from Trump and his allies to overturn the results of the election.
I hope Mike is going to do the right thing. I hope so.
Pence later telling ABC News that Trump's words that day were reckless and that they endangered the former vice president's family and everyone in the Capitol building. Still, it's unclear if he will comply with the subpoena.
It's a big deal in the sense that it's part of the Justice Department and more specifically Special Counsel Jack Smith's promise to overturn every stone.
It's not clear to what extent Pence might seek to invoke claims of executive privilege over the information sought by Smith, a move that could set up a potentially lengthy and contentious legal battle with no clear precedent. Ike Ajachi, ABC News, Washington.
Now let's talk about the current White House. The communications director, Kate Bedingfield, is now leaving that job. She's expected to get involved with President Joe Biden's 2024 re-election campaign. President Biden calling Bedingfield a loyal and trusted advisor, especially during his last campaign. Now, the White House says that Democratic communications professional Ben LeBolt is going to be the one to replace her.
Listen to this story a lot closer to home. A former boat captain in Galveston was supposed to throw the ashes of 3 people into the ocean to be their final resting places. But investigators say that he kept them instead, and now he's facing charges for that. Cody Kenny is charged with 3 counts of abuse of a corpse. Court documents say that he was a contract captain for 2 boats with the Aqua Safari and Galveston deep sea fishing charters. The company typically works with families to spread ashes during ceremonies, but some were done by Kenny unaccompanied. He was given the remains from late 2021 through last year, and after he quit, investigators say a container of ashes was found in his former deckhand's garage.
Now, new updates regarding that Chinese spy balloon. The Biden administration believes that the balloon was actually sent without President Xi Jinping's knowledge. Now, this information is coming from sources familiar with the classified briefings happening between House and Senate lawmakers yesterday. One of the sources said the U.S. believes that senior leadership of the People's Liberation Army and Chinese Communist Party were also unaware.
Johns Hopkins University announcing today that it will no longer collect or report COVID-19 data beginning March 10th. The school's Coronavirus Resource Center says it started the tracker to meet an urgent need at a time when governments did not have the capacity to collect and report COVID information. But now that need is being met by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services.
A new study now suggests that scientists may have found a link between air pollution and depression. The study of almost 9 million people looked at Medicare recipients who were at least 65 years old, and it found that those who lived in areas with high levels of air pollution were more likely to experience depression. The association was higher among poorer people, which could also be because they're exposed to other stressors.
All right, so what's your favorite part? The food,
Yes.
the commercials? Oh, or the actual football. The Super Bowl is almost here, and we've got a rundown of what you can expect this weekend coming up next.
The Super Bowl is this Sunday, and it's one of the most highly anticipated games to ever be seen on TV. ABC's Melissa Adan on how the hype for the game keeps going as a strong matchup is going to make a match for the ages.
From the sky to the ground, the excitement around Super Bowl 57 is palpable through fans and players getting ready ahead of the big game.
You dream about it as a little kid when you're watching at Super Bowl parties and with your dad and your mom.
Kansas City Chiefs quarterback Patrick Mahomes and Philadelphia Eagles QB Jalen Hurts making history as the first 2 black starting QBs to lead their teams in America's biggest sporting event.
You get families and kids that save up all their money just to go to that one game. We definitely want to put on a show for them when they come.
Fans hitting all the notes anticipating Rihanna's comeback in this video released by Apple Music leading up to the superstar's halftime show performance. A big moment marking her return to the stage after giving birth.
When you become a mom, there's something that just happens where you feel like you could take on the world, you can do anything, and the Super Bowl is one of the biggest stages in the world.
The Department of Homeland Security raising security for the Super Bowl to its highest level. U.S. Customs and Border Patrol sharing how aerial security will play a key role.
The tactics and techniques used for Super Bowl 57 are no different than what we do at the border. However, the terrain at the border is austere and it's a lot more dangerous than what we're going to experience here.
No matter the outcome on Sunday, at least one fan will have something to cheer about after the game. Donna, mom of the Kelsey brothers, Travis and Jason, who play for the Chiefs and Eagles, respectively.
It's just amazing that they've been able to both get to this point in their careers and to both enjoy this Super Bowl together.
Joy that will be felt at this Super Bowl featuring the strongest football teams in the regular season. Melissa Adan, ABC News, Glendale, Arizona.
I wonder if the Kelsey mom has more than that one jersey that she sewed together. I'm just curious.
I'm sure she does.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was a petition, I think, to get her to flip the coin at to do the coin toss.
Yeah, in the beginning.
Yeah, I don't know.
She's the right person
happened.
to do it, right?
Yeah, I don't know whatever happened with
Unless she has a favorite son. All right.
No such thing. No such thing.
I'm excited for the squares, picking the right squares, seeing what happens. That's always fun. Fun for me. 53 degrees out there right now, but we're going to cool off quickly. And our northwesterly wind, it's still steady at 13 miles per hour, but quickly that's going to drop off as well after dark. By 9 o'clock, we're at 46, midnight 40 degrees, and get ready for a freeze tomorrow morning. We'll talk about the rest of the weekend and our next rain chance in a bit.
All right, now let's talk about The Buzz, a popular new show on HBO called The Last of Us. A lot of people have been talking about it. It tells the story of our world destroyed by a fungal parasite that infects people. And although that disease isn't real, the World Health Organization confirms that 19 fungal species are credible threats to the public, with 4 of them actually being critically dangerous. And here's the thing, there are no vaccines to protect us against fungal infections. So your best defense is a healthy immune system.
Maybe the show's uncomfortably too real?
Yes, this
Close
is
to
true.
real? All right. Today's the launch of the highly anticipated Harry Potter video game called Hogwarts Legacy. The game will feature the first transgender character in the franchise. This comes after years of comments made by the Harry Potter creator, J.K. Rowling, who some view as anti-trans. The character of Serona Ryan will be met as the owner of the Three Broomsticks pub, which players can interact with.
It is National Umbrella, Ella, A Day. Yeah, the trusty tool has kept people dry since early civilizations. The ancient Greeks and the Romans used it to cover from the rain and the sun. Some of the earliest umbrella shops, this is a good trivia thing here. They opened in London during the 19th century, and big movies like Singin' in the Rain and Mary Poppins featured umbrellas for more than just use against weather. So it's just something to keep in mind. National Umbrella Day, and you know who's not a big fan but should be?
Well, look, my laughter, I was applauding your delivery there.
I love that song.
It was your sighing.
Yeah.
That gave me the giggles.
You know what movies have done? Every time I think of, because you said the first umbrella store was in Britain or whatever.
Yes.
When I think of just a British person walking down the street, they've got a pipe and they've got an umbrella closed up. They're using it as a cane. It's just what I picture.
Yeah, one of our production crew from the UK doesn't look a thing like that.
Maybe he does on Halloween. I don't know. Will knows what I'm talking about. He sees it every day when he's over there.
Will.
Yeah, you got to have the coat with the patch right there on the elbow.
Oh, yeah.
Ooh.
Oh, see, he's getting you back right now, flashing your name up there.
Well
Drink
done,
some
Will.
tea, eat some biscuits.
Unseasonably cold this weekend. You won't need an umbrella, I'll tell you that. A little bit warmer for just the middle part of next week, and one shot at rain. That's it, one chance of rain. Take a look at it here. Look at our drought monitor. I hate this. I really don't like it. Right over San Antonio and surrounding area, especially up to the north and a little to the west, that's where we have the exceptional and extreme drought, the worst drought category you can get. It's been like that for months now. But you look at the rest of the state and you compare, and we really have it the worst. East Texas, Lufkin, Tyler, Houston along the Gulf coastline, not even abnormally dry. West Texas in good shape. Don't get me wrong, I like to see other parts of our state in good shape when it comes to drought or lack thereof. It's just I'm a little frustrated that we continue to have that exceptional drought right overhead. And what we had earlier this week isn't enough to really wipe that away. Just a little dent in that drought. But there's one opportunity in the extended forecast. This upper level low, that's moving out of here. Check out the nice Gulf moisture. It's pulling in. Some of the Gulf Coast states, Louisiana, toward Florida. That moisture is all headed north up the East Coast. There's going to be some good rain associated with that, but it's moving away from us. Instead, we got a little blue H settling overhead. It's over Arizona at the moment. This bump in the upper level flow, that ridge, that's going to be in control of our weather as we get into tomorrow. And our next chance of rain, this next disturbance, is this big dip in the flow that's moving into Northern California. It gives us a slight chance of a few showers. We actually had to drop our rain chance a little bit. By Sunday, it's dropping into Southern California, and then we were hoping that it would drop into northern Mexico. Instead, it's going to take a little bit more of a northerly track, and that drops our rain chances a little bit more. So we dropped them down to 30%, isolated showers and storms. That's in and around South and Central Texas. Some locations to the north, we'll get some better rain out of this. We'll just be right on the edge of that action, and I'm starting to lose confidence in us getting much out of it. On its heels is another big disturbance, but notice that northerly track just north of us. We want it to be farther south there in northern Mexico. It's not ideal positioning. That's a 0% chance. So just 30% Monday night into Tuesday, and that's it as of now for the 7-day forecast. Let's talk temperatures tomorrow morning. 29 in Bulverde and Canyon Lake, 29 in Castroville, Bernie as well. You get into Kerrville, 27 degrees. Some nooks and crannies in the hill country down in the mid-20s. So a light freeze in the morning. You don't have to worry about pipes. This is going to be brief light freeze. By noon, we're up to 53, then a high temperature of 60. Nothing but sunshine all day long. The north wind at only 5 to 15. Not nearly as gusty as today. And by the way, today's wind is already subsiding, and it's going to quickly calm down later on tonight. Tomorrow afternoon, 57 in Bernie. Comfort 59. So some locations stuck in the upper 50s again tomorrow, but around town I think will be right around 60, give or take a degree or so. By Sunday, really not a lot warmer, just 34 in the morning, 65 in the afternoon. Some increasing clouds throughout the day on Sunday. And then Monday, mostly cloudy, 66. Notice the temperature trend, 75 on Tuesday, Valentine's Day. And then we get into Wednesday, 80. Producer Priscilla had to remind me to put this on there because I forgot for so many days. Anyway, Wednesday up to 80 degrees, and then look at that. We're back down in the 50s for highs by next Thursday. So up and down, just keep the jacket ready to go at any time.
Sounds good. Thank you.
We'll be right back. Google's new AI chatbot made a mistake, and it cost the company billions of dollars. In a demo posted on Twitter, a user asked the bot named Bard, "What new discoveries from the James Webb Space Telescope can I tell my 9-year-old about?" Well, Bard responded with incorrect answers, saying, for example, that how it supposedly took the first pictures of a planet outside of our solar system. Well, that actually happened back in 2004 when a large telescope from the European Southern Observatory first took a picture of an exoplanet. When Reuters reported the wrong information, it wiped $100 billion from Google's market value. Ouch.
Okay, let's talk about something local now. So the robotics team at Wagner High School here in San Antonio is receiving national recognition for their hard work, but also teamwork.
Tiffany Huertas on how the team has made it to the UIL Semi-Regionals competition.
Building the robot takes like 3 to 4 months at least.
Orlando Martinez is passionate about building robots.
And I've been doing robotics in general for like 6 years now.
Orlando is part of the robotics team at Wagner High School.
Our robot this year has been better than any other year.
The robotics team at Wagner High School started in 2016 and has grown ever since. And they recently competed against some of the best teams in Texas.
It felt so cool, very rewarding, because Austin teams are known for being really strong and powerful. And we got to be right up there with them in the semi-regionals, leading the way. So it was really cool.
The students are excited to keep learning and have big plans after high school.
I plan on majoring in mechanical engineering in college.
Tiffany Huertas, KSAT12 News.
All right, before we go, we want to give you a live look at traffic right now. And look at that, not too shabby. That's Loop 410 at Cherry Ridge. You know, it's 6:57. And it doesn't look too bad out there.
Yeah, a lot of people heading out for Friday night plans, planning for the weekend. And the weather is always a concern, but it's going to be cold this weekend, Adam.
Yeah, it's going to be chilly. Check out tomorrow morning. 28 in Fredericksburg, 27 Rock Springs. Even you get out to Del Rio, Eagle Pass, 32 degrees. And around San Antonio, we're going to be at and even slightly below freezing. Just a brief light freeze in the morning. Then by the afternoon, we get up near 60. That's 59 Lake Hills, 57 Bernie. You get to the south side, about 62 degrees, the high temperature. Bottom line, below average all weekend long. Only a few degrees warmer on Sunday. Good amount of sunshine this weekend. Slight chance of rain Monday night.
Okay. All right, Adam, thank you. And thank you so much for joining us. Don't forget, we'll see you right back here on the Night Beat.
See you then.